Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Alex with Property Buyer Connect, and today we are going to continue our video series here about title insurance. Yes, everyone's favorite topic. So, someone had reached out with a good question. How do you come up with the cost of title insurance? What does it cost for title insurance? So I'm going to do a little breakdown here now. I'm a spreadsheet guy, so I put together a spreadsheet and I'll try to make it as easy and understandable as possible for you. So, in Pennsylvania specifically, title insurance is regulated, so there is a cap on pricing. And so that makes it easier to calculate. It also makes it easier to choose who you want to work with, right? Because like I said, the prices are going to be generally the same, plus or minus a few bucks. But the title company that you choose is important because you want to get the deal done, right? So I'm going to use a real life example here of a property that I helped someone buy. And so we have a sale price here of $159,900. We have the loan amount of 80% of the purchase price. Okay, that's going to come in handy in a minute. All right, so now we have this little table here. So again, this is for all title insurance companies in Pennsylvania as of this time. It's Thursday, October 14th in 2021. So you have up to $30,000 sale price, you have a flat fee of $569. Between $30,000 and $1 and up to $45,000, you have $7.41 per thousand. So I did the calculation there. Over $45,000 and up to $100,000, you have $6.27 per thousand. So I did the calculation. And then over 100,000 and up to 500,000, you have $5.70 per thousand. So, I just took any of the amount that was over and multiplied it by this amount per thousand, and I got my total here. This is not applicable because it's only for properties over $1 million. I'm going to move the screen here a little bit so you can see. All right. So you add all that up, you have $1,184. Okay. So I'm going to move the screen over again. Give me 1 second here. Okay. So now we're cooking. All right. So this is an actual, these are actual figures that I took off the Alta statement or the HUD, the closing statement for the property. So these are real life numbers. So as we talked about in the first video, since there's a lender involved, the lender requires title insurance. So most of this dollar amount is calculated as a lender title insurance policy, right? So 80% of it, in fact. So you can see here the dollar amount matches what I calculated. Now, there's a couple extra endorsements here that are pretty standard that are included. And I ran a few different calculators online with different title companies. Then they also included these endorsements. And the closing service letter, $125 seems to be pretty standard for that as well. So there's some extra charges in addition to this, but these, again, are very standardized, across the board. So you have these extra endorsements and charges, and the actual policy can be calculated by hand as long as you have the loan amount, right? And then you have the owner's title insurance. So again, remember, in Pennsylvania, they can bundle the owner's policy with the lender's policy, but the owner's policy in this case is not required technically, but a lot of lenders don't really go with the idea of you not getting an owner's policy. And plus, it's so cheap that it really, really doesn't make sense to just pay the extra little amount. Now this amount basically covers the gap of what you're not mortgaging, right? So this dollar amount is based on your loaned amount. So this is the lender is giving you $127,920 of their money, and this insurance calculation is based on that dollar amount. This $182 is just based on the difference that you're paying out of pocket, right? The difference between this number and this number. So again, it really doesn't make sense not to include the owner's policy. Now, if you were paying cash for this, the amount would be this plus this. So your owner's policy would be, let me go down the screen here, $1,366. You can see the sum in there. Okay, so if you were just buying this cash, your owner's portion would be $1,366. Now, if you're buying it cash, the title insurance would be optional. So you may say, hey, I don't want to pay $1,366. You can do that, but it's very risky and it's not a large percentage of the purchase price. As you can see here, I did a little calculation. We're talking, the lender's policy is like 0.75%, right, of the lend amount. So we're talking about like 1% of the purchase price, not even. Now, you'll see every title company has a notary fee, a wire fee. Those could vary by a couple dollars. So we have a grand total of $1,874 for your policy, which is a little over 1% of your purchase price. So I know that was a lot, but the main key things to consider here are that yes, of course, you can shop around for a title policy, but it is fairly standardized, so it's kind of just with whoever you want to go with. And so, if you're getting charged more, that's definitely something that you want to ask as a question to the title insurance, company. So you can actually sit there and calculate your costs, but the costs are low. Again, the reason you buy insurance are in case something bad happens, right? So to pay 1% of the price of a home to guard against a potential lawsuit where you could literally lose the entire ownership to the house and give it back to someone is totally worth it, especially these days where deed fraud and other schemes are so common. So I hope this spreadsheet helped you out. And of course, if you have any questions or comments or anything you want to say, you can drop it down below in the comments. I'll also leave our contact info if you want to get in contact with me. I'd be happy to answer your questions or find someone who can. So thank you so much for watching this video, and we will see you next time.